Oh,
All right, we're back. Sports action 11/24/22. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving Day special, baby.
Yeah. Go over yesterday because you sent in your picks. You went 3 for 3, didn't you?
Yeah.
Radford, Wake, Zona money line.
Yep.
Clean sweep.
Yeah, it was a solid day yesterday, honestly. And then I threw out a late night Hail Mary and took St. Mary's to cover 7.5, and they pulled through.
Dude, I was sitting there watching that just because I was up. And I was like, I want to say Vanderbilt was down like 1. It was like 36-37. And I was like, it's coming. Like, it's got to be coming. And the line was like 5.5. And I was like, whatever. I think someone else next to me took 4.5 and then went to 5.5. Then went to 6.5. I was like, whatever. I missed it.
Yeah, no, that dude, that St. Mary's, it's such fundamental basketball. Like it's so boring to watch, but damn, are they good?
Dude, I mean, sometimes it's entertaining.
I mean, sometimes they're fun to watch when they get out and run, but they play just such a slow style of basketball.
Damn. Yeah, I didn't do that well, but was a little unlucky, I would say. I had Ohio State plus 2.5, but then I had Zona minus 2.5. Did bad beat, lost it by 1 on another crazy backdoor cover on Arizona. I had College of Charleston minus 2.5. I took it at 2, so I just pushed in real life, but on the show it was 2.5, so I missed it. And then Oilers money line, fuck the Oilers, dude. Jesus Christ. But the Vegas puck line and the team total over 3.5 was fire. I was spot on. I was basically saying that it's gonna be a late night beatdown. Ottawa's terrible.
Yeah,
But
that was a shit show.
gotta love 10 o'clock hockey on TNT.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking at today, dude, I think we have some great matchups. Not a ton of them, but good ones.
No, but great slate of sports today.
Yeah, there is definitely a lot of variety. I'm gonna be watching hockey tonight. That's for damn sure, dude. I'm gonna have that Gonzaga game up, some hockey going.
That little 12:30 tip for Gonzaga.
Oh shit! It says 10:30 on my computer because it's on Mountain Time. I didn't even
Yeah.
realize.
12:30 tip, dude.
Oh my god, what's the line?
Like,
I mean, they're
30.
gonna cover that though. That's the problem. So I'm gonna be up.
Yeah. You're still on that mountain time, aren't you?
Kinda, dude. I just can't stop waking up late.
Yeah.
But
Right,
Portland UNC just tipped.
3-3 to start. I mean,
I'm
UNC
expecting UNC to cover, honestly.
me too. I mean, I didn't touch the game, but UNC struggled so far this year, but they always find a way to put it together. And Portland who is that? I mean,
It's they score a lot of points. They're missing the guy from last year though. I want to say his name's like Chris Austin.
who, Portland?
Yeah, they had a dude last year who was like their best player. Chris Austin, yeah. He averaged 14, 5, and 2 last year.
Yeah. This
He's
UNC
not.
team's just really underwhelming me so far this year. I mean, you had Armando.
Yeah, I didn't take it because I agree.
I mean, Armando Baycott's supposed to be one of the best players in the country, and I've barely heard his name once. And Caleb Love, everyone's so high on. How can you be effective taking 30 shots a game, only scoring 20 points?
I mean, my issue with North Carolina will remain the same. I'm the OG Armando Baycott hater.
Yeah.
My brother knows it. My brother goes to UNC. I'm the OG Armando Baycott hater. The guy is so unknowledgeable about how to play basketball that it blows my mind sometimes.
He's just a big body, dude.
Yeah, he's just a double guy.
He can body people.
He's just bad on defense, to a different level of bad.
Terrible. He has no idea what spacing is on defense.
Yeah, he doesn't know what's going on. It's very obvious though. Pete Nance looks good on defense though, compared to Baycott. That starting lineup just sucks, dude. Pete Nance and Armando Baycott cannot play together with 2 small guards.
No.
And on top of that, Leaky Black is inconsistent. So
Black is terrible.
I'm not a fan of him.
I've hated Leaky Black for 3 years.
Same. I'm on the wave with you, dude. I don't like this UNC team, but I know they're good. So it's just I don't really know what to say about them
I
sometimes.
mean, they're the same. They get hot every single fucking year. Come tournament time, they'll go on a run. But I don't see them sticking around for a while in the NCAA's. In full honesty,
I don't know. I think it's gonna depend on how the bench looks.
yeah.
Like is
It. I mean, Puff's coming off the
Puff, Puff, and what's this guy's name? Um,
Puff's gonna be a special player. I have a feeling.
this kid, Seth Trimble. You know
Yeah,
who this is?
yeah.
It's
He's a
up to them.
freshman. He's a freshman, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's up to them in my opinion because they clearly don't have as much talent as they thought they did.
Is
And I
Pete
think if they keep
Pete Nance a
denying that, then
starter?
they're clowns. They didn't bring anyone in.
And they somehow had one of the best recruiting classes in the country, supposedly.
But
That's all
Tennessee,
politics.
USC.
Um, I I think this USC team's fraudulent, dude.
I want to take Tennessee, but I was hating on them so much yesterday. I was saying on the show, like, take Butler if you're gonna bet on this game. Obviously not right.
I
But
mean, I think this Tennessee team's not bad. They brought back a good amount of their dudes, and I mean, they've got that freshman Julian Phillips. I think they'll be all right. I mean, I can see him finishing top 5 in the SEC, but if anything, I'll probably bring that spread down to 5.5, 6, and think Tennessee covers that.
I'll probably just avoid it.
Yeah,
136 seems high though. You don't think?
two
Maybe the
defensive
under?
teams. Yeah,
Maybe. I'd have to look at it, like look at numbers a little more, but dude, USC is like actually not good.
no, I
I
think
don't
they're
know.
fraud.
I'm really low on BYU, and I think that any these teams that keep playing BYU close, like San Diego State played BYU close, and now USC's played BYU close, and I'm just not sure.
We should.
I feel like I just have to base BYU as like if you're like playing BYU close, you're probably around that level, and like I think San Diego State became a little like overrated now.
Should we bring Stern in to talk about San Diego State?
Dude, I mean that game was like absolutely like that kid should be left in Hawaii. I like 100% agree with him.
Yeah, that was
You can't
terrible.
make you can't even do that. Like you just can't do that. What like we don't have to talk about that. That was absolutely terrible. That was like the worst playing basketball I've seen in a while.
Yeah,
USC is just like I I just wonder how far Boogie Ellis and Drew Peterson's really going to take you against Tennessee. And like I'll stick to it, dude. Tennessee's not good. So
Boogie Ellis is. I mean, Boogie Ellis is a good player,
no, he's
but
he's really good. Him and Drew Peterson are both very good. But it's
yeah,
just like who else is good? Like I don't even like any other players on this roster like
I
very
expect
much.
more out of Trey White, but we'll see.
I didn't.
And Josh Morgan
Dude, I mean, the USC freshman thing, I don't know what it is. They just don't,
produce.
yeah, like the freshmen, even for football. I mean, I just feel like they get huge recruits that I just never hear about again, and then they end up on another team. I don't
Yeah,
know. They're huge though. This is such a big team every year for like no reason.
they recruit big.
Yeah. Um.
Duke, Oregon State.
Oh, I was looking. Um. Are we skipping Ole Miss Stanford?
I'm not touching that game. I think both teams are terrible.
Yeah, I was gonna say just take Ole Miss. If you really want to bet on this, you can just take Ole Miss and let it ride. They'll probably win. But that's just me. I have a fade Stanford attitude.
Yeah,
Princeton -9 against Army. If you really want to watch it, by the way, Princeton's a lot better than Army. I I don't really know.
respect to our boy Evan,
Yeah,
but
honestly, all disrespect to Army, but great academy, terrible basketball program. Um, dude, Princeton's. I'd like to think Princeton's gonna win the
yeah,
Ivy League, but
uh,
yeah, this Duke line, like, I don't really get it, but I do. I forgot what Oregon State is in tempo. but it's low, and they're boring. They don't shoot a lot. I just worry with teams that are accepting of their loss that there's no reason for them to like push the ball and try and win in the same way.
Yeah.
Like when Duke played Bellarmine, I was like, I think Bellarmine kind of knows that they're gonna lose, like, to be honest. So they're not really gonna put too much in. You know, they're not gonna really risk getting swallowed.
Kansas down 1 with 16 seconds to go.
I'd love to see them go down, especially to a Big Ten opponent.
You're a Big Ten guy.
Dude, I prefer the Big Ten. I think it's the better league. The Big Ten, the Big 12 to me are more interesting than the SEC in sports. Everyone loves the SEC, and I'm not here for
Certain
it.
sports, yeah. But I mean, if anything, I'm not touching this game, but I'm gonna let Duke ride at the 21.5 and see where it goes. I think Dariq Whitehead came back. Derek Lively's a good player.
Dude, let me tell you something. You know what's terrifying? Mark Mitchell
Yeah.
and Dariq Whitehead on opposite wings with Kyle Filipowski in the middle.
Yeah.
And Derek Lively on the bench.
And they're playing this bum Ryan Young.
No, he's good. They're doing it because I think they're only doing it because Lively is like fragile right now. Because it's a
Yeah.
back thing, right? Is it his back?
I thought it was a spine. Something. But I mean, that lineup is just Roach, Proctor, Mark Mitchell, Filipowski in the
Calf
middle.
injury.
You know who I just cannot get behind? It's Tyrese Proctor. I absolutely think
No, he's
dead.
gross, dude. You gotta wait on it.
You think
Bro.
so?
Dude, he's gonna be at Duke for multiple years.
You think it
You think he's a one and done guy?
down goes Kansas? Oh my God, they just hit a game winner with 0.2 seconds on the clock.
Kansas?
Oh my God. Dude chucked the 3 and Bobby Pettiford just hit the game winner.
I missed it.
Oh my God.
Did you have Wisconsin money line?
No, I took Kansas minus 3.5. That busted, but oh my God. They're gonna go
dude.
review. They're gonna go review it, but
Did he get it off, you think?
yeah, I mean, there was 0.2 seconds left on the clock. They stopped the clock.
Oh, that shit's over. Yeah. I don't really know what Oregon State's gonna have for Duke, but they returned a big man.
And they've got Jordan
Um,
Pope, who's a good player.
Yeah. Undell is back. Yeah, where'd
Yeah.
they get Jordan Pope? Was he like a high recruit?
Um, I mean, he's had
Dude,
19, 14, 15, and 14. 15 points a game. And then Glenn Taylor Jr. is putting up 16 a game. He had 25 last time out and 19 the game before that.
I'm interested in Jordan Pope was a 3-star from Napa, California. Oh, he played for Prolific, dude.
That's why.
I was like, I swear I know who this is. He picked Oregon State over San Francisco, New Mexico, Nevada, and Montana. I probably would have picked San Francisco.
The Dons.
Just got a new coach. You could just become the coach's pet.
Yeah.
But
Move on to Nova, Iowa State.
yeah. I don't know. Who do you like?
I mean, Iowa State, they come out hot every year and then they suck.
Yeah. I just don't want to bet on Villanova. I've said this like 8 times about 8 different teams, but I don't want to bet on them until their players are back.
I mean, I think that Villanova team is so well coached. They always find a way to
Yeah,
win.
the new
Jay
guy's
Wright.
good, dude. What's his name?
Isn't it Jay Wright? Or they have a new coach?
No, he retired. They have a new coach.
Is he?
Yeah, Jay Wright retired, and now he's gonna be an analyst for CBS, I think.
Oh, Kyle
dude.
Neptune.
Kyle Neptune, dude, he's solid. I'm a fan of this team. I didn't think that they were gonna be as competitive without their team as they are.
Oh, well, Kyle Neptune, he was on Jay Wright's coaching staff. And
Yeah,
he
he's
took-
been there for 5 years or 10 years, whatever.
Yeah.
He's like 35.
Yeah.
But I think I like Iowa State, like just for the same reason. Like they just seem to be good at the beginning of the year and bad at the end of the year. But I was talking about my boy Kuntz yesterday. Kuntz is that guy. Just wait
Yeah.
on it. Alijaz Kuntz. That's how you
Yeah.
say his last name. I don't know if that's how you say his first name, but he's so good. My I would honestly just take the under, but
Yeah. I
I
mean,
wouldn't pick a side before I pick the under. So
two defensive teams, so wouldn't surprise me.
I think this will be like a 52-50 game. This can be ugly for
It
sure.
can't be as bad as that Auburn Northwestern game yesterday.
It will be. It might be.
Dude, did you see the
I saw the
percentages?
shooting percentages. I didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it either, but dude, that was 26% to 25%.
Yeah, I was gonna say I saw the shooting
13
percentages,
for
so I had to
50
guess.
from 13 for 50 from the field.
So does Auburn suck? What do we think? Is Auburn bad?
I don't know.
I guess it remains to be seen with the next line that comes out in their game, right? I'm
Because
interested.
they put up 85 on Bradley, 89 on Winthrop. I mean, they've put up points.
Northwestern's defense isn't that good.
That's what
It's good, but it's not that good.
that's what concerns me. I don't know.
I don't know. You have Dayton, right? Dayton, NC State.
Yeah, I took the line to 1.5, about a point and a half. But this NC State team, I don't think is one to fool around with, especially in the beginning of the
They're
year. I mean,
good.
the last 5 years, they go on runs at the beginning of the year and then get to ACC play and figure out a way to lose games. But
It's because of Baby T.
yeah,
Turquavion.
yeah, I wear 0 because 0 people can guard me.
Baby T.
I
I
mean,
don't
I
know. I
think
was saying it. This guy that they got to play the middle for them is solid too.
and they're well coached.
Yeah,
Uh,
Dusan Mahorcic. He was at Utah last year and he was like kind of ass, but he
he's
looks
figured
good
it out a
for
little
NC
bit.
State, honestly.
He's figured it out a little bit.
He looks good for NC State. I mean, he's a guy in the middle and he's 6'10".
Yeah,
He's
Coach
just he's
Keats.
just a huge Serbian dude. I don't
Yeah,
know.
Coach Keats is a good coach too. I mean,
I'm just like I'm on Dayton. Like I've been on Dayton all year. I still think that they'll be like a Final Four contending team, but it's just if they don't have Malachi Smith, they can't
they
they
can't.
can't be on my bet slip personally. Like I
Yeah,
said, I just hate betting on teams that don't have their best players.
you got anything in Oklahoma, Nebraska?
I mean, I like Oklahoma. I don't. I'm really, really not a fan of Nebraska,
I'm
dude.
not a fan either.
I have a huge belief that NBA coaches cannot coach college basketball. And I just think that's like true. Like it might be my opinion, but I'm just like ready to say that it's a fact. Dude, I think Indiana is kind of trash because Mike Woodson's the coach. If they had a college-minded coach, they'd be better.
I think that Indiana teams. I mean, they're good because they've got experience.
Yeah, but I just think like with that roster,
Yeah,
I think they'll underperform this year because Mike Woodson's the head coach, and I think it'll be the same for Nebraska, where like Nebraska will underperform every year because Hoiberg's the coach.
yeah. I mean, I've got more faith in Indiana than I do Nebraska, but
Well, yeah, but I
I
have
mean,
I have no faith in NBA coaches, so I don't like Nebraska's roster. I guess that's kind of the main thing.
yeah,
Because like the only guy that they brought in that's even decent is Sam Griesel. And like he literally does everything if you've watched their games.
yeah.
Like he is the whole team. So I don't know. Oklahoma kind of sucks notoriously, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
They
But
haven't, they haven't been good since Buddy Hield, and they weren't even great then.
I think Grant Sherfield's probably the best player they've had. You know, let's see. Let's see how far back we can go until I find. Yeah. So Austin Reeves, excluding Austin Reeves, I mean, it's been a while.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, it might even, yeah, it goes back to like Trae Young, 2017, 2018. He's Grant Sherfield's legit. So,
yeah.
I mean, they brought back Tanner Groves too. So he's still double every night. But, Yeah. Don't bet on Nebraska like ever. They're
Just don't
horrible.
bet. In full honesty, don't bet on that game.
Yeah, don't bet on that game, honestly. I got
Uh,
nothing for you in that one, yeah.
Florida Xavier, you've got anything?
Dude, I see people saying they like Florida, but like I think Xavier should be like a bigger favorite now.
I'm pretty high on Xavier.
Yeah, I thought Xavier looked like really good.
I think Xavier's a good team, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that game against Indiana was like growing pains, like with
Xavier
an
was in that game most.
exclamation point on it.
I mean, Xavier was in that game most of that game.
Well, Xavier was winning. Xavier
Yeah,
should have won.
yeah,
I thought it was just growing pains type of thing where it's like they looked fine. Like they looked completely fine. And then they
yeah,
just couldn't close the game. So
yeah.
it was probably a lesson learned. And if you're telling me this is going to be like a 2 point ish game, hopefully they learn that lesson because that's basically what you're betting on.
Yeah, know how
So
to close the game. I
yeah, I
just
mean,
don't.
I like that. I like that line. Like I want to say that I'm gonna take Xavier at 1.5. I mean, I'll have to look more, but as of right now, like that line just looks so good to me.
Yeah, I Florida basketball is always in shambles, dude. I mean,
I don't know. They're a team to watch though. They're definitely a team to watch out for. Just
yeah,
because Colin Castleton is that good.
yeah. I can't really get behind a team that's been so bad for so long. So they show otherwise.
Yeah, might be a little SEC fan bias in there, but I agree.
Not really. That's not a ton of SEC bias. I mean,
You suck at like every sport, even when they're supposed to be good.
that's what I'm saying. Like it's just it's hard to like put faith in a team who's been so bad for so long. I mean, can you tell me the last time Florida was good?
Joakim Noah, 2007.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I like Xavier, dude.
yeah,
I
I'm
think
all
they're
over.
good.
Butler BYU.
Butler, yeah, Butler, dude.
Yeah,
I'm on the Butler team. I'm not phased by yesterday. They're pissed, and they're getting undervalued now because they just got blown out. BYU is gonna play everyone close, I bet, and they're gonna play this game close. And they gave me a close line, so I'm gonna take it probably. I'm a fan of the Butler team. I said it yesterday. I think Chuck Harris and Jaden Taylor just made like huge jumps, and Manny Bates and Eric Hunter in the transfer portal kind of fills the team out really well.
Manny Bates is
So,
a good player.
dude, if Manny Bates didn't have shoulder surgery last year, who knows? Who knows what he's doing right now? Maybe he's overseas. Maybe he already has an NBA contract in the G League. Like he was a 20-10 guy at NC State,
Yeah,
hurt his shoulder, and he was out. But I mean, now he's at Butler. And I was saying Thad Matta is a good coach. Like, dude's won a championship. So I just think I think it's ridiculous to say that this BYU team is only a 2 point dog against Butler.
and
But
they're good. I
yeah,
mean,
I'm a fan of Butler's roster. I think they'll actually be pretty solid once the growing pains are gone. But I don't know. My one worry is that BYU just shits on them on the glass.
yeah.
But I don't know. I'll look at numbers more. And hopefully you follow me on Twitter because I don't really post anything on the show before. I don't know. I'm guessing you're on Butler too, right?
Yeah. Memphis Seton
Seton
Hall. I mean, Memphis is 2 point favorites, but I just don't get it. Penny Hardaway's a terrible coach. They're awful. And I think
You think
Seton
he's a
Hall,
terrible coach?
yes. I think he's a great recruiter. He's a terrible coach.
I don't know. They look so much better now that they have a point guard, though.
Yeah, but I mean, that's players. That's not, I mean, Penny Hard. I mean, look at
Kendrick
look at the
Davis is
recruit.
like the on-court coach.
Yeah, I mean, look at the class they're bringing in. Penny's a great recruiter.
When does that kid start playing, though?
Mikey?
No. He's got a huge name. KO? Cow?
Cal? What?
Dude, KO Dirichi Akabundu Ihiogu. You don't know who this guy is? He's from Nigeria.
No,
He's
no idea.
6'10.
Is,
Bro,
is
he's
he,
6'10, 210 pounds. I
is
just
he,
saw like a video of him in warm-ups. Like when is this guy gonna play? I'm interested.
He not played yet?
Or I mean, no. Like he was at UT Arlington his past 2 years, and they brought him in.
Yeah.
Dude, I just saw a video of him and dude, he does like spinning between the legs dunks and shit. It's like it's insane.
I mean, do you think Vegas knows something that we don't, that they're on Memphis?
Oh, I hate Seton Hall. Seton Hall fucking sucks.
I mean,
All Amir Dawes is garbage. Terry Samuel's pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm not
But
a
I
fan
mean-
of I'm not a fan of Seton Hall at all. And I
I mean,
think that Shaheen Holloway is being like blown up as this great coach. Like he's not. He's
yeah.
not.
I mean,
He plays boring.
we
You know?
faded them against Iowa, and Iowa ran them out of the gym.
I was all over Iowa. I literally said that game was gonna be ugly.
Yeah.
I'm not, dude. I know it. I get the hype because they went far in the tournament, and well, I guess if anyone, yeah, I mean the St. Peter's hype is ridiculous to me. They bring in St. Peter's coach and take like two of St. Peter's players, and now apparently they're supposed to be good. So St. Peter's, if like I don't,
It's
they
the
weren't good
definition
last
of a
year.
cin- of a-
I'm
of a
just kind of
Cinderella.
confused. Yeah, I mean St. Peter's wasn't good.
They were the definition of a Cinderella run.
Yeah,
Plain and simple.
it's not like they were good. So he's probably a great coach, but he's got to build something before I say that he goes and beats. Like Penny's been there a couple years now, so I'd like to think that he'll figure it out in some way this year. And I feel like this is a good game to do it.
Yeah.
Tournament game, open it up against kind of what I would say is a team that's not going to score that many points. So I think they'll be a little bit more comfortable. Against VCU, they looked fine. They looked comfortable.
Yeah.
Like they were shooting poorly, but they looked fine.
I don't know. I don't know too much about Memphis as a team right now. I just know that from recent history, Penny's not a great coach, but a great recruiter. I mean, shit, he's bringing in Mikey Williams and JJ Taylor. And I mean, he's brings in a ton of recruits to at least give him looks. And I think that's where the hype in Memphis comes, because who doesn't want to go play for one of the greatest guards ever? But
Yeah. I think the main thing for me is that Kendrick Davis, the transfer that they got from SMU, he was in the same conference last year playing against the same teams, averaging the same numbers, and he should have won player of the year if he didn't. I don't really follow that award stuff very closely, but if he didn't win, he should have.
yeah,
The dude's 26 and 3 with 2 steals a night, 95% from the free throw line, straight up dependable point guard.
yeah,
And then DeAndre Williams is back, so they have dudes, and it's kind of starting to come together. It's just like,
it's a
when
matter of
does
them.
someone else play? Like, when does someone else play?
It's a matter of them putting it together at this point.
Yeah, I'm just a little worried, like, who else? So if there seems to be a next man up mentality though, because when they played St. Louis, like, ton of people were scoring, ton of people involved.
Yeah,
UConn,
UConn,
Oregon.
I'm all over UConn. I love UConn.
See, this is a terrible matchup for UConn, and I'm probably still going to take them.
Yeah, I mean, I think Oregon will absolutely just shit on them on the glass, though. Oregon's team is so big.
I just think Oregon's going to like lock up. Like Oregon's slow. I feel like that's kind of going to be their way to win, you know. And on top of that, they have really good defensive guards. Like Will Richardson is really long. So when they played Houston, I had never really seen Houston like resort to the 3-point line in the same way. 11 for 22 is kind of crazy for them. Enjoying Thanksgiving with the fam. That's how it goes.
Yeah, nothing better. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It's all part of being home. Right?
Yeah. I'll still probably
Um,
take UConn and they'll be done. Purdue, West Virginia, you got anything?
Oh, I like West Virginia, dude.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of Purdue, and I love West Virginia, but I don't know if this is the matchup that I want to bet. I don't know. Something about Purdue having a 7'4" player just makes me not want to bet against them. But
yeah,
at the same time, I faded Kalkbrenner last night. And I guess it didn't pay off, but it should have.
yeah. Um, I'm
Yeah.
not even talking about Fresno Vandy.
I'm
Bama
good.
MSU.
Bama. Easy.
I don't. Yeah, that's a
I don't,
trap.
dude. Michigan State's gonna just be slow and stagnant, and then Brandon Miller's gonna run right past him. So
Yeah, Gonzaga, Portland State.
yeah. Gonzaga, yeah. You take Gonzaga, you're not taking Portland State. So there's not really
Uh,
much we can say about it. Like either you're taking Gonzaga or you're just not betting it.
uh,
Um,
NFL. Or are you not really touching NFL today?
I mean, we can look because one of the games has already started, so it's not like
Buffalo's up 14-7, and Detroit's
yeah,
about to score on
we're about to
Buffalo.
go to half. Yeah. Um.
I'm on Buffalo money line.
Yeah, I didn't take anything in that one. Dude, I think the Giants +10 is like the most ridiculous line ever. But
Yeah, I
I don't
took
know. I'm a
that too.
Giants fan, so it's like I can't really tell. I don't know. 10 points just seems like in a Thanksgiving game. These are never good games.
Yeah, and then I took the Vikings -3. I think that's easy. They need a revenge game
Oh,
after
dude,
last.
is a Patriots win? It's got to be
No, in Minnesota.
on prime time. It's Kirk Cousins, bro.
Yeah, but Jay Jettis needs a revenge game.
Dude, Perk Thuggins is not showing up to this game. I'm telling you right now.
All right,
Uh,
that's all I got.
yeah, you want to get out of here? I know you got stuff to do.
Yeah.
All right.
Make
I'll
sure you
see you.
follow the
Enjoy
Twitters.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving. Follow the Twitters. We'll be
Yeah,
posting
follow
up there.
Twitter.
All right, I'll catch you.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess he's got Thanksgiving stuff to do. Understandable. I'll just go through NHL kind of by myself. I'm kind of the bigger NHL fan anyway, I guess. It's not Friday. So was I tripping? Were the NHL games? Was ESPN showing me the games that are on Friday? They don't play any NHL on fucking Thanksgiving. Oh, these guys are so soft. All right, well, since I have you guys to myself, I'm gonna go back to the games. So I guess because this is kind of a short episode, I kind of want to go over some of the things that like I always say I'll talk about and never talk about. One of those things is buying half a point on every college basketball game I bet on. And I think a lot of people like laugh in my face when I lower the odds every single time. People are like, you just make less money. If you didn't know, Vegas is pretty smart and they're not wrong ever. As much as you like to think that like their lines are boof and oh, this is a lock, like Duke -21.5, like they're gonna smoke these dudes. Like, no, that number comes from like thousands and thousands of series of algorithms, like predicting these games based on any stat imaginable, the environment. Like, there's more going into these numbers that you see on your screen than you could ever believe. So my personal opinion is that I can claim to be as smart as anyone in the world. What? Sorry. My mom wants to watch some football, but yeah, it's like if Vegas says that the line is -2, the game is going to be close. You can bank on it 8 out of 10 times, I'd say. So if you know anyone who's shooting 80% on their bets, you let me know and I'll tell them they're 100% right. I trust Vegas. I think that everyone in betting wants to work against Vegas, and they should be just listening to what Vegas is telling them. It's like I was just saying to Ethan, like in that Vikings game, like I'm just gonna look at it and read it to you from my viewpoint, right? From someone who says that Vegas is right, right? So Vegas has the 6-4 Patriots traveling to Minnesota. So to play in Minnesota's dome at home on Thanksgiving, rowdy crowd, right? Has to be. It's a Thanksgiving game. This is sold out. This is a great game. So why is Minnesota only favored by 2.5? The 7-3 Dallas Cowboys are playing the 7-3 Giants, but they're favored by 10. See what I mean? Like you can. So Vegas is saying that this is a close game. Like they're telling you straight up, or we ran the numbers and we're telling you the line is about a 3-point game. So to me, that basically means I don't even have to know anything about the NFL. The Patriots have some form of advantage that is going to win them this game over the Patriots. And if not win the game, keep them within 3. So as a bettor, I'm looking at an 8-2 team. Let's see. Quarterback has 2,461 yards compared to 1,386 yards on the other side. Excuse me. Their running back has 800 yards compared to the other team's 644. Their leading receiver has 1,093 yards compared to their leading receiver at 509. So the Vikings have every single advantage on paper that I'm looking at right now. When you pull up ESPN or whatever, you pull up ESPN, you're going to see these stats. You're going to scroll down, see the 2.5 point spread. This has an implied total. The Vikings are at 22. The Patriots are at 20. So I don't know if I'm like saying what I should be like. If I don't know if I'm being understood right now, but clearly this game is not going to go how you thought it was going to go as your average NFL fan. Because if you just ask someone who likes the NFL like a good amount and knows the records of teams and who's like making the playoffs and stuff, like I'm not talking about like some handicapper, like just a dude who likes sports. Like he is taking Minnesota. Like he would say Minnesota's beating the Patriots. The Patriots suck this year, 6-4. Like, So I hope you get what I'm saying, bro. Like you can read Vegas and kind of see like they have the better technology. Like they're smarter than you. Just like give into that. That's kind of my opinion. So with the buying the 0.5 point, I'm just getting back to it. Like they know the lines. They made them for a reason. I buy a 0.5 point because oftentimes they are seriously right. Like they are like crazy accurate. I preferred not to get burned. I think that in college basketball, especially, it's the most common 1-point loss sport. So I've lost by 1 point on college basketball. I want to say 4 times already this year. And those bets lost me like 8-9 units. Like I've also had bets where like I pushed or won because I bought the 0.5 point, and that's probably saved me about 5 to 6 units already. So, I wish I had I do have an example. UConn played Buffalo, and the line was 20.5, and I bought it to 20. As you can imagine, Vegas was right. The game ended 84-64. So Vegas is always right. And then anyone who's watching this, I'm assuming that you know me probably personally, like most likely. So a lot of you know that like I make a decent amount of money. Like I make some money. I make some money betting. Like I'm not feeding the family or anything. But I go through who, what, where, when, why, and how with every single sports game, like especially college basketball. If you don't know who is playing and who is coaching, if you don't know where it's being played and like where teams are good or bad, home or away, neutral site. If you don't know what teams like to do, so how they like, what strategies are they going to bring into this game, and then how do they execute? Like, how does Virginia likes to slow you down, play defense, lock in, long shot clocks, make you tired. Gonzaga likes to get down the floor, make you play defense moving on the fast break. That's what Arizona's doing. So the who, the what, the where, the why, when, back-to-backs, understanding back-to-backs, understanding high leverage situations. So if a team desperately needs a win and one team is chilling, I guess that'll matter later in the year, but you'll see what I mean. You don't really want to later in the year, bigger spreads become worse. It happened in college football too. So think about like we can look at this week's NCAA football scores, and I think you'll know what I mean. Michigan. I know football's a little different because I won't talk about undefeated schools, I guess. The undefeated schools, like, they don't need these wins in the same way. So it's a little different. But think about like Bowling Green versus Toledo. I believe Toledo is bowl eligible, I want to say, because of their ranking in the MAC. So they lose to Bowling Green, who's like not as good as them, to finish out the regular season. They played a good game, but still, it's like you wouldn't have expected that to happen. The spread was like 19. Ohio State, Maryland. Ohio State just needed a win. They didn't. I don't think they wanted to show Michigan their playbook. Same with Michigan. So now that we're coming down to when it's actually important, like, I bet you Michigan literally threw their playbook in a locker before this game, and Jim Harbaugh had no clue what they were going to run. And just ran a bunch of super. They will not play like this against Ohio State. It'll be a different team. So these big spreads end of the year. Who else had a big ass spread? Tennessee, South Carolina. Alabama, Austin P. Like, Alabama doesn't have a fucking reason. They don't care. I don't know. Who else? Ole Miss, Arkansas. Ole Miss rolled over. This game was completely out of hand. It was a 42-6 game, and Arkansas benched everyone. They don't even care. They're 6-5, dude. They don't give a flying. They don't give any. They don't care. So I guess that's kind of another thing that I just wanted to put out there while I had a minute. But yeah, I'm gonna go back to college basketball and just kind of spread some wisdom about the board. I don't really get an opportunity to talk about kind of what I like in college basketball. I'd say college basketball is like my number one sport. Like, I spend more time looking at college basketball numbers, highlights, podcasts, videos than any other sport. Just in terms of the landscape of college basketball, it's the year of the big man, if you haven't heard. The two things that matter most to me about teams, if you've watched all of our videos through and through and listened to me talk about this shit for like as long as I talk about it, your point guard not turning the ball over and your center getting rebounds are the two biggest things in college basketball, because there really aren't NBA caliber players on every team. So let's look at this North Carolina game. So it's currently halftime, UNC versus Portland. Who do you think's the better team? You tell me, man. I'll let you decide. UNC or Portland? So obviously we know who the better team is. UNC is shooting 16 for 30. Portland is shooting 15 for 25, 7 for 16 from three, right? Portland has a dude who's 4 for 5 from three right now at 13 points. North Carolina has a guy right now who's 7 for 9 with 16 points. So this is a game where it's a 1v1 matchup, right? There's no other dominant person on either team. So the next highest scorer for Portland has 8, and the next highest for UNC also has 8. So my point kind of is when it's a 1v1, you're going to have close games, 40 to 38, right? So this game is a 2-point game at halftime between one team that's so far above another team, but it's only a 2-point game. And that's because it's a 1v1. Because, one, RJ Davis is not a good point guard. I don't say that as he's not good at basketball. He's not a good point guard. The job of the point guard is to facilitate an offense. So you don't have to know this, but you have to understand it. Like you can only go as far as your weakest link, and you can only go as far as your lead. So you need an on-court leader. I think that's what makes certain teams so good. Like, think about the past champions and just like how they've kind of had a facilitative figure on offense. So a lot of guard heavy teams make the tournament and go pretty far, right? I mean, fucking St. Peter's, dude, guard heavy, smart, athletic guards. That's how they won. So the 2-point game is basically just saying this is a 1v1, and, RJ or Caleb Love has 16 points to M Woods 13. So they're up 2. But like if we go look at, no one's probably watching this anyway. I'll fucking take my time while I want. Let's go look at Indiana Little Rock, because Indiana smoked them. They might not have covered. I don't know if they covered. I don't know what the spread was. 29. Look at that. So in this game, Indiana had 20 from Race Thompson, 13 from Jalen Hood-Schifino, 9 from Miller Kopp, 10 from Max Renau. Trace Jackson Davis didn't even play. That's interesting. 8 from Bates, 11 from Geronimo. It's a lot of players in double figures. Yeah, Little Rock had 3 people in double figures. They had only 2 people in double-digit shot attempt, or 3 people in double-digit shot attempts. This kid just shot 1 for 13. But you kind of see how when you have a spread sugar type of team, they're going to score 87 points and they're going to blow you out. It becomes not a 1v1 anymore. The team's going to beat you, not the player. They're like the Terrence Shannon game against UCLA, right? UCLA. That's not going to happen. The dude shot a ridiculous percentage. So, yeah, like this Ohio State Texas Tech game was amazing. I had Ohio State, and the whole basis for me taking Ohio State, if you go look at team stats, Ohio State 18 for 18 from the free throw line. 10 total turnovers against a team that prides themselves on turning you over. Only 13 fouls, 8 for 20 from 3, 27 for 52 on field goals. So when you're shooting the same amount of threes as Texas Tech, you're not shooting a lot of them. It's such a team game. And the sooner that you as a bettor realize that you're betting on a team and not your favorite player on the team, and not just a number of how much better these guys are than them because they have this guy. Like I'm telling you, it's the who, the what, the when, the where, the why, the how. There's more than who's on the team. So, I'm no professional or anything. I don't claim to know everything. I just like spend so much time looking at this that I decided to fucking put it on camera. Um, you decide if you think I'm smart or stupid. That's your decision. But yeah, I just think that if I'm gonna do this whole like it's kind of cringy, like to have to be the guy who's like, you'll go like my YouTube videos, like, I'm trying to get famous. Like, I don't want to be famous. Like, I don't want anyone to know my face and name and shit. But like, the only reason I do this is because I'm gonna do it whether I'm saying it on camera or not. Like, I always say in the show, like, I don't really know what my picks are gonna be. Like, I post them on Twitter. Like, the reason I say that is because I haven't gone through these games like in depth and done the who, the what, the where, the when, the why. Like, I sit down and look at numbers. Like, I like numbers. I like situations. I don't follow trends. So I take a lot of time to do this. I share my wisdom. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. But I just think that my way of going about this is a good way to do it. Personally, I've kind of had an evolution from, the whole childish online gambling thing, like I'm putting $20 on each bet, to, having units, a spreadsheet, notes, bet slips, write-ups. Like, I don't claim to be professional. I'm not a professional. But at the end of the day, like, I have a spreadsheet with every bet that I've made since the season started, because I reset after baseball. I barely bet on baseball, so I just reset and start a new season. But on the season, I'm up a lot of money, in my opinion, like money that I value. So you decide how stupid or how smart I am. You do you. I'm just saying, this is what I do. Get a KempHom membership. Start looking at numbers. Understand what numbers mean. Understand expected numbers. Create a spreadsheet. Learn how to make algorithms so you can calculate your numbers for you. It's simple things, like look it up on YouTube, But yeah. I'm just gonna give out my picks because I don't want to keep talking. I'm not very interesting. So I got burned on the show, man. I don't know why. Sometimes I feel like what I put out on the show doesn't hit, and in real life I'll go like 4 for 4 and just be like, damn, they're gonna think I'm a clown. But didn't get picks from either of them, but Stern had a day yesterday. If you guys did not see what Stern was doing yesterday, he got burned on a USC over, but he had Zona money line, which hit, Wisconsin plus 2.5, which hit, Cincy put -8, which hit, Auburn -5.5. Ooh, Auburn -5.5 did not hit, and St. Mary's -8.5, which hit. So on the show, he went 4-2, but I think on his Twitter he was like 12-2 in the past 2 days or something. So I don't know. I've had his Twitter in the caption if you want to go check it out, but he was on fire. For me today, like I said, like I haven't straight up just sat down and looked at numbers on any of these games. So like the official picks kind of come out only on Twitter. But I want to say that Oregon State covers against Duke just because they're not going very far. Corvallis and Portland are probably like 2 hours apart. I don't know. I bet they took a plane and it was like 20 minutes. I don't know how big the state of Oregon is. It's one of the ones I haven't been to, but Duke is terrifying. And like I just worry that like maybe we already poked the bear with Duke, because they look so composed for like a young team. When they're in that Kansas game, I think they had like a very head up mentality kind of, and that's kind of their thing more than like Arkansas has the whole Arkansas is hot-headed. They follow their coach. Most people do. Shire looks very composed. So I'm honestly I'm on Duke. I'd like to think that Duke wins this game pretty handedly. So is 21 a lot? I don't know. I think I have to look at numbers more on this one because it's just a matter of is Oregon State as slow as I think they are? And how many points are they gonna get and allow just based on possessions? So, if a team averages 70 points but on only 50 possessions, and then they play a game where they get 60 possessions, they're probably going to score more points, right? So I don't know. I'm going to ink Duke for now. I would check my Twitter to see if I put it out before you take it, but damn, I'm taking a long time. My bad. Yeah. This Iowa State Villanova under is getting hammered. Yeah, Iowa State plays the exact same slow-paced defensive game that they did last year, apparently. They are so boring, but against some of these teams, they straight up embarrass them on defense. So Villanova sucks on offense too. They're so hit or miss. I don't see that game getting to 60-60. So I like the under. I'm still staying away from Dayton. And Xavier's like Duke for me. Wait on it. If I put it out, I'd probably put my money on it. Anything on my Twitter is my bets, 100%. Every single bet I've ever taken the entire season is on my Twitter, and I take those bets. That's it. Those are the only bets I take. I don't take other ones. I don't have a premium. I don't have anything. That's my exact betting. That's all of them. So if you want to go do the math, I'll let you know right now. That's how much money I'm up on all 60 of those bets or however many I have up. Yeah. Xavier money line. I'm gonna take the money line because that, like I said, Vegas knows. I'll take the 125 or 130, whatever it is. Memphis Seton Hall. I still want to fade Memphis, so I'll write Memphis money line. And if I screwed you guys, let me know. But again, I would check my Twitter. Yeah, this Oregon UConn game. I just might be on the wagon. I just think UConn's so good. This is not a good matchup for Oregon. I know they're playing at home basically. This is not a good matchup for. I mean, it is a good matchup for Oregon, but they still are just not the right. I don't think they're on the Connecticut. I don't think they're on this Connecticut level. So UConn -3. I'm gonna give out more picks just because no one else is on the show. Feels fitting. Yeah, if you want to take WVU +2, I wouldn't bet on Purdue in this spot. I'm a fan of the West Virginia team though, so I'm a little biased. I'm not a fan in real life, but I'm a Huggins fan. I think their coaching is top tier. The Bama line is so indicative of who's really going to win this. But the problem for me is that Bama went from 1.5 to 4.5 in the time that I was sleeping. So, I could have gone in at 2. I'd rather just count my loss on that personally. Yeah, and then late night Gonzaga spread. Yeah, Gonzaga. If this was last year, Gonzaga's favored by 36.5 in this game. If you guys remember those lines, it should be the same. I don't really know why it's not. I don't think they've looked bad. I don't really get it, but really want to bet on hockey tonight. I can't believe that I didn't realize all the hockey was tomorrow. I mean, they're Canadian. They don't even celebrate their shit. Yeah, NFL, take the Patriots. Do yourself a favor. I might even do it. I never bet on the NFL, but it's like you couldn't have blatantly told me that the Patriots are winning this game in any other way. So I'm gonna put Patriots +3. Never bet on the NFL, but Patriots +3. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Not really much more for me to say. So just to recap: Duke -21.5, Iowa State, Villanova under 126, Xavier money line, Memphis money line, UConn -3, Gonzaga -28.5, Patriots +3. So we're riding a lot of favorites today, which is never a good thing, but we'll see how it goes. Make sure you check out that Twitter. That's where I just post what I'm actually taking. So what makes it on the show is like, yes, I'm more confident in that side than the other side, but it's like after I stopped doing the whole recording me talking thing, I just go look at numbers and decide whether I was really right or like maybe wrong, so I shouldn't put my money on it. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and close the pen. And yeah, see you tomorrow.